Hi, my name is Per, if you wonder or need to know. Um, the thing is, I thought of something while I was watching a video, and I was realizing why we need death and life and reincarnation to fully understand um the different lives that are going on here. For instance, as things are right now, when we teach our kids to be, and I'm including myself as a kid, and in fact, if you are below 200, I'm including you as a kid too, probably 300, I don't know. I don't know how much you need to live to be able to realize all these things that some people realize when they are 40, 30, 10, but then forget again, or maybe they live by it. But the thing is, that was a side track though. Anyway, the thing is that take what we teach our kids, and then when they get into a certain environment, when they are grown up, they are trying to put their best way into this environment they are getting into. We will automatically try and change what we find. We have an easier way to do this thing, or we have a different way that is better, or we see things from a different angle, and so on. For instance, if you go to someone who is using a bow and arrow, or if you go to someone who's using a knife to kill an animal to get some food, when you come with a spear for that guy, he would, after a day or two, he would say, okay, I think I'm gonna get that spear instead of my knife, because it gives me somewhat better options, and sometimes it gives me options to take on bigger animals than I would be able to take on with a knife, because I can kill the animal when it's further away, or start killing the animal when it's further away than I can with just a knife, unless you of course throw it and so on, but that leaves a chance to miss and rah rah rah. Anyway, when you come to this guy with a bow and arrow now, he will say, whoa, this is so much cooler than throwing a spear or whatever. And he would go for that thing, and so on. And in this sense, if you have to experience being someone that lives inside a jungle and only lives with a knife, and from and experience this from a neutral point of view, you have to be born into this stuff. You cannot be 50 years old and know all kind of stuff, and then go into some place and try to live with a knife and so on, because what will happen is, before you know of it, you will make that knife into a spear, you will make that spear into a bow and arrow, you will make that bow and arrow into a gun. Of course, making a gun in the middle of nowhere is impossible, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to illustrate the path it will automatically take. So in this sense, I think this is why we have death, and why we have birth and reincarnation, because this is the way that we can study and see situations from different angles, instead of having to try and go blank as 50-year-old and start over. You know what I mean? We would always have something from that 50 years before, either language or ways of expressing ourselves, or maybe something else, maybe what's it called? vain of need to look beautiful or whatever strange stuff there is out here in this wonderful world we live in. But you see, I think that this is the reason why we are living and dying and being reincarnated. It is so that we can study all the situations we want to study without having the interference of not being able to die and having a problem that says I am basing this on information that is beyond my experience in being having to survive with a knife in a forest or whatever, you know what I mean? So basically that's what I wanted to say. Have fun and hope you can use it, and if not, then you didn't waste any of your time. You found out that there was no information in here that you could use, so you learned something. And if nothing else, then you knew or know by now that you for sure had this information, and maybe that it is confirmed for you. Anyway, see you later, guys.